Joining us now is Melissa Heche, a doctor of audiology and a clinical voice pathologist. She is the director of New York Speech and Hearing Inc., a private practice based in New York City that focuses on the prevention and treatment of hearing and voice disorders. Welcome, Dr. Heche.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. It's so great to have you on the show for such an important topic.
Thank you for having me.
So let's talk hearing. I grew up in a house where my mother always complained that my father wasn't listening to her. Now he's getting older and she's saying maybe he really can't hear what I'm saying. So how do we know? How can we know if somebody's actually experiencing hearing loss?
You know, that's a great question. And normally the obvious joke is it just that they're not listening, or is it that they really can't hear? The rule of thumb is, if your family thinks that you're not hearing well, you're probably not hearing well, and it's worth it to go get it checked out.
So the goal is, if you are worried that a loved one or somebody, a friend, is experiencing hearing loss, is to really point it out and have them get checked out, rather than let them get to a place where they're kind of isolating themselves.
That's absolutely correct, but I'll go one step further. Even before you get to that point, even before you're worried that you might have a hearing loss, even before you're wondering, it's really a good idea to just get a hearing test. You know, a full audiological evaluation is a really good window to our whole medical systems. It's almost an ancillary part to a regular general physical. It shows us what our pulmonary health is like. It shows us our cardiovascular health, our neurological health. There's a lot of inferences that we can make once we get the information from a full audiological evaluation.
Ringing in the ears. Why does it happen? Is it preventable? And is it treatable?
So sometimes it's a function of something neurological. Sometimes it's a function of something environmental. So people get exposed to loud noise. People are exposed to loud noise for lengthy periods of time. Picture yourself going to your favorite concert. You're there for 3 hours, it's loud, and then your ears ring for the rest of the night, and it recovers the next day, so you don't think much about it. Tinnitus is actually the first sign of some sort of auditory damage. So you can have tinnitus without hearing loss, but sometimes it's a precursor to hearing loss, and sometimes it's in tandem with hearing loss as well. But sometimes it's caused by significant fatigue. Sometimes things that we eat or drink contribute to tinnitus. Is it treatable? Absolutely.
Are you able to give some tips to the audience of how we could prevent hearing damage?
Yes, I can. The first way is to just be aware of your surroundings. You know, we are exposed to sounds that are much louder than we realize on a regular basis, and we become desensitized to it. So we don't realize that the things we're exposed to are so loud. And so recognizing that things around us are louder than we think is one fraction of the battle. And then being able to protect ourselves from those loud sounds. Getting custom plugs, whether it be a complete plug that protects you from everything, or a plug with a filter that has a nonlinear attenuation across the frequency band, which gives you the ability to hear some sounds through the protection, so you can still kind of hear music or conversations. Making sure that we take in a healthy diet, lots of leafy vegetables and fish oil. So technology is part of that component, but it's not the only part. Also exercises, brain exercises, to really help the brain focus on what it's hearing and focus on the speech sounds and all of the different components of conversation that helps us understand what's being said to us.
Dr. Heche, this was great information. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, that is it for us today on Your Best Self. I hope you all enjoyed the info and had some fun. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Your Best Self TV to get more tips, behind the scenes content, and more. Until next time, be well and see you soon.